All right, well, hey, here's cheers to the first episode.
Episode one of Tim and Joe.
Tim and Joe
Talk.
Week in Review. Oh man, we should give shout out to
our sponsor
right
for the day.
Unofficial sponsor. You want to tell us a little bit about what we're sipping on here?
Yeah, right. This is a Monic and Shipping Port Brewery collaboration. Underfoot and Overhead. I've got to say, after a first sip, it went down pretty easy. It could be because it's 110 degrees in here, but I'd like to think it's a good beer.
It is all of 110 degrees in here. Sweating good. You know what I'm saying?
Good.
This is like hot ones, but we're the hot ones. You know what I'm saying? It's not the
I'm
wings.
feeling it.
It's us.
We're hot. So you've got your mic off. Is that what I should do? Oh, you got your mic
no,
on?
it's on.
I don't know what this equipment does.
It's just hanging out. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is my light still red? It looks red.
It's red.
Yeah.
I'm red.
Well,
I'll let you know if it's not.
Well, gosh. So we decided week in review, right? So anything happened this week that was like.
Oh, that's what we decided on.
I thought that's where we were going to start. We could start anywhere though.
Well, no,
some touch points.
I can't even believe that you let it get this far. I thought. I've waited all week. I've looked at my phone a few times and thought, I bet Tim reached out, gave some direction.
Oh, no, absolutely not.
I mean, even on the way over here, I was like, I'm sure he's got a few last minute things to share. We haven't talked. We talked 2 weeks ago.
It's just fresh. You got to feel it. You know what I'm saying? It's true.
And, first of all, going in blind.
Yeah.
Tim, you're a man of many talents and many.
Sweating is like chief among all my talents. I'm really good at sweating.
You're sweating circles around me right now, so you're that's true. You're a good sweater, but you usually are sweating because you're making the Portland Performing Arts Center. You do an art camp.
Epic.
You got something going on. You've always got something, a project, right?
Yeah.
So when you asked me to show up, to meet with no context, no other information, I didn't know what was going to happen, right?
Yeah. Well, I gave you a little bit. I said, why don't we came up with some ideas. You didn't like one of my ideas, which I will spring on you later.
Oh my God.
But let's start with just like week in review. Anything happened in your life this week that was like, man, important, signature, special?
Yeah.
I know for me, just this isn't. We don't really get into politics. Who knows? Maybe we do. This is our first one. But just having
this could be a political show.
Having a presidential candidate that you're not worried is going to have a health crisis.
Wow.
And I would say he's one of the best presidents of my lifetime. I think he's done some amazing things. I think he's still got it.
Yeah.
But just the anxiety I would feel just to see somebody who has life and lively.
Yeah.
But then I found out that
refreshing.
Tim Waltz is just 1 year older than her. Like,
oh, yeah?
Just 1 year. He looks like he's 100 years older than her.
Oh, no.
I was like, oh, well, it is true. Black don't crack.
Yeah.
Kamala is forever young, and Tim.
Oh, yeah. No, that's surprising. I thought that they got him because he was going to speak to the Biden voters.
Yeah.
He was like, this is for them. If you really were hanging with Biden still, we've got you walls. Don't go anywhere.
Don't flip to the other old dude.
Yeah,
we've got our own old dude.
Yeah.
Right
That's
here.
Right. That's right. Everybody wants the old dude. Don't worry, we've got one. And I mean, but you know what? He's funny.
He is funny. Yeah.
He's funny. I didn't really know anything about him because
I think nobody did. I think even the people in
kind of the
Minnesota
dark horse
were
guy.
like, "Oh, who's
Him?
this guy?"
Yeah. It's not the worst thing in the world if like all the reactions are like, "Oh, yeah, he's a sweet guy."
Yeah.
It's like that's okay. I like that. He made some jabs at his opening speech. I don't know if did you catch any of the speech? A thinly veiled couch reference, which was just.
But no, it was like, see what I did there.
Come on, and then Kamala, just kind of snickering.
I think it's kind of fun just to see fun in politics again.
It's fun. We love Joe Biden. Yeah. We had matching T-shirts, which you made. Scranton Scrapper, right?
Yeah, I've got like 20 of them in the trunk of my car right now.
You got 20 of them?
In the trunk of my car.
Man, you better unload those quick.
I know.
You better unload this quick. Is there maybe you could cross out Scrapper and maybe write like Scrit and Gasper. Would that help? That's more of like where he's been going lately. It's been a little raspy, a little gasping for air a little bit. You know, we love him though.
Yeah, I'll wear this shirt next week. How about that? And we'll just give him the love. You know,
mine makes it into my rotation still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was something in my week. Was just the excitement that you know, even if Kamala doesn't win, you know what? The other cool thing is that I came to a realization of like, you know, we're a young country, just like 250 years old next year. Right? 1770.
That can't be right. It got to be 2 years from now.
1776. 2 years from now. That's right. Carry the one. And so we're so young, 250 years old, and I just can't help but think that like Germany, China, all these like 4,000-year-old countries are like, slow down, guys. No need to get panicked. You know, sometimes you're on top, sometimes you're on bottom. Not saying either way, but just saying like, you know, Germany, they built a wall right through the middle of our country.
They got a few things wrong.
And then
they got a few things wrong. They had a bad stretch there.
And the wall comes down. You know, like if you think of the long term of like, and you know what, we have a really strong. I think we have a really strong republic. So I'm not worried. You know what I'm saying?
You've always been optimistic about that. You weren't worried in 2016. I don't know if I got your instant reaction. You were in LA or New York at that time.
LA, yeah.
Probably. But I can imagine you in LA walking the streets November 6th sometime and just kind of calming the storm a little bit. You know, I imagine
maybe.
You were very comforting in that moment. It's all right.
I'd like to think so. We'll be all right.
We'll be all right.
Well, what about you, man? Like anything happened this week for you that was
oh my gosh,
signature, special?
Wow. Highlights for me from the week. So this is big.
Yeah.
First dishwasher.
Bro.
First dishwasher.
Yes. Hey, let's give it right here. It's a big week. Dishwasher podcast.
It was a wow.
Man.
I mean, that thing is remarkable.
Yeah. Where'd you get it?
Man, you want all the details.
Yeah.
Bargain supply. Downtown Jefferson. I mean, that's where you got to get an appliance. Yeah. I've never been a man of many appliances. You know this. You know I sold my oven to go to Utah.
That's right. You sold the oven to go to Utah.
But the dishwasher, we've never had one, was one thing that Katie said before the baby comes in December. Really want a dishwasher. And she gave me an ultimatum to get one and to get that electric working and to figure some things out.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty proud of myself for figuring out the electric.
You wired it in yourself.
I did wire it in myself. I did the plumbing.
Man.
You know, I'd never seen one. There's a lot to learn. You know, I'd never really seen one from that perspective.
I got you, yeah.
You know?
Man.
You get behind the dishwasher. Yeah. You know, I mean, you wouldn't even recognize it from the backside.
Man, yeah, that's true. That's true. They look like robots. The front looks very different. Yeah.
Right. So that was a highlight.
Man, I love that. I always told Stephanie, because we got a dishwasher just when we moved into this place 2 years ago. For years, I'd be like, I know the Lord loves me, but I won't feel it until I have a dishwasher. Oh. For years, I was like, I know He loves me, but I won't really feel it until I get a dishwasher. And man, I feel it every night now. When my little robot washes the dishes for me and gets them all ready for the morning.
You've got that kitchen is spectacular. I would imagine you'd be. I was trying to go through the friends that I knew that had a dishwasher because I was having some dishwasher trouble. I didn't know about the pods and the fact that you got to. The first time I ran it, just straight water.
Okay.
I thought it was just a heat thing. I thought it just kind of pulverized the mess or whatever.
Just pulverized the mess.
I mean, it gets hot. You've opened up. I mean, it's unbelievable. Man, you open up, it's hotter than this.
Well, that is true, but just barely. And that's a heck of a pressure too. You know, like almost like just the water peels the germs off.
Well,
but Then what did you find out with the pods?
The first time I ran it, I didn't know about the pods, and I would say my dishes were clean. I thought they were clean.
You couldn't tell any different.
I did.
So pods are a scam. If they're a money-making scam, you're saying we don't need pods.
If they're a scam, then they did shake us down for about $4 because we went ahead and got some pods. We don't feel like we got scammed, and now I don't know, we're doing it right. I don't know if I can tell a difference, but we're doing it right.
Yeah, I always feel bad double washing. You'll get there. Well, you double wash. You wash. You wash in the morning, afternoon, and you're like, I'm gonna wash again. So you go do like a preload. Unload the dishwasher.
Laundry.
Yeah.
Like if you leave the laundry in too long, you got to run it again? Is that what's going on
Well,
here?
it's more like, gosh, I want bowls tonight for dinner, and I don't want to hand wash a single bowl. My dishwasher is half empty, but it's all bowls.
Yeah.
I'll just go ahead and wash it, and then I'll unload it, and then at dinner time we have bowls again. But then at the end of the night, it's only half full, but we're gonna run it again.
Sure.
And I felt kind of guilty about that because energy, water, more than just the cost of the pods, but they're just like $0.25 a piece, and I owe it to myself to.
You need some
once in
pods.
a while. Yeah.
You need some pods. Know where to go, and if you're in a pinch, just know you don't even need them.
Man, that's it.
I got you.
I have it on good authority.
Yeah.
My buddy Joe says pods
Don't even need them.
are part of a flat Earth theory mentality. We don't even need them.
You know where to come for the conspiracy. Mm-hmm. Who's getting kicked back us on the pods?
Who's that?
All of them. Just all the deep ones, the deep state. All that.
That's a
all
good
of
point.
them.
That's a good point, man.
I had a low.
Oh no.
I think I had a low of the week. About 45 minutes ago.
No, that fresh.
Low of the week, yeah.
What was it?
You caught me when you saw me right outside the building. You caught me right off my low of the week.
Whoa, what was it?
Woo. Well, earlier this week I found a man in eastern Kentucky.
Okay. Yeah.
Who, according to his bio online, he has found Bigfoot twice.
Oh man.
Yep.
Why haven't I heard of this guy?
Well, he's getting out there.
Okay.
Now he's got a website.
Okay.
And for $300, he'll take you to him in eastern Kentucky.
He'll take you to Bigfoot for
to find him.
$300. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Signed up, naturally, for Saturday.
This Saturday.
Yeah, this Saturday.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So
Hey.
So I figured, you get to bring 10 people, 9 other people.
And you bring 10 people?
You can bring
Like
9 other people to eastern
my
Kentucky.
gosh.
I mean, you're only in $30
Yeah,
at this
$30
point.
a person.
For a hike, let's be honest. I mean, that's for a hike.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not, it won't be much more than that.
Yeah.
I imagine. Maybe
You
I'm
don't know.
surprised. If that's like the ceiling is you found Bigfoot, right?
Yeah.
And $30 for a 4-hour hike, a guided hike
Yeah.
with a local expert.
when
I
you
can
put it that
find
way.
surely I can find 9 other people
Yeah.
to come to this thing with me. I thought this would be a good opportunity to even ask you if you wanted to join.
Yeah. Interesting.
On the way over,
Uh-huh.
guy texted me, sprained ankle.
Oh man, did you give him money already?
No, I didn't.
All right.
I did.
Well, that's gonna be sad.
Oh,
Like,
no.
all right, sprained ankle. And
What
he's
if
like,
that was?
"See ya."
That's where your mind went. You were gonna have to break the news to me on camera that I'd been scammed.
he's like,
As I'm breaking
by
news
the way, my
about all
cousin
this-
is a prince in Nigeria.
Yeah.
and he's got a great lead on. He just needs you to forward him a couple $1,000.
and gift cards for some reason.
And gift card. Yeah, so you haven't paid him, but he sprained his ankle.
I didn't pay him. He sprained his ankle. He was a cool guy. So he'd been advertising on Airbnb, but there wasn't a whole lot of traction on Airbnb. And as soon as I started reaching out to him, he's like, "Hey, let's go on a private line." And that's odd, but he already is the Bigfoot hunting type. So really, there's nothing.
Yeah, that's right.
He also gave me his phone number by spelling it out. You ever seen that before?
No. Oh, yeah, because they don't let you send it, right? Because he's texting it to you or emailing, direct messaging it.
Oh, is that what it is?
So they got to spell it out so that the bots don't, kick it back.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, spelled out all 10 digits. I mean, I was thinking 100, letters to give me his phone number. I'm thinking,
Yeah, I think
this guy
it's
is
just trying
really...
to make sure the bots didn't kick it back.
Okay, so he's... All right. All right. I mean, he still is a Bigfoot believer, so I mean, I can't give him too much credit. But
Yeah.
you know, that was one thing, and so we went back and forth, and we had. So he wanted to pay off Airbnb, and I'm all for. You know, if somebody wants a little extra money, I'm here for it. You know, if there's a way to do that, if the Uber driver is like, hey, let's just Venmo instead, go ahead and cancel that ride, no problem.
Yeah.
You take what's yours. You know. But man, so we were almost there, and that's why I hadn't paid him yet. But he seems like a sweet guy. He's gonna, you know, really help me out. Maybe even give me like a little extra tour, a little extra the good info.
Yeah, take
So
you
we're
to the babies too.
Yeah.
You know, maybe it's not just Bigfoot. He's like, all right, for you, I'll take you to
Yes.
the baby
That's right.
baby big feet, or the small feet. Maybe you call them small feet?
These are questions for him. These are questions. I should write these down.
Write these down. What do you
Email
call a
us.
baby Bigfoot? Is
Yeah,
it a small
email us
foot?
in. We're gonna talk. Our listeners,
Yeah.
email us in your questions about Bigfoot. We're gonna get them answered.
Yeah,
for
by
you.
an expert.
An expert.
Professional, because he gets paid for it.
Found him twice. I mean, that's an expert. One time's a fluke. A lot of people have found him once. So that's my low. Let me hear it.
Yeah, you find Bigfoot once, yeah, whoop-de-doo. Twice?
You're on
What are
something.
you, special forces? Incredible.
On to something.
Yeah, good point.
Let me hear. What's your low? Let me hear.
Man, low. What's the low, man? I haven't had really any lows. I don't know. I wrote down some things. What did I write down here?
Should we go to an ad break?
Here you go. All right. Well, here's a question for you. We'll come back to my low if it rattles around. But so one of the ideas for the podcast was thoughts we have. And look, I love any time that I can out Joe because I feel like you're one of the most extreme yes people ever. But I told you, like, thoughts we have while we're taking a dump in the morning. What if that was the whole podcast? And you immediately were like, absolutely not. So I don't know. Do you feel comfortable just giving us a peek? Are you looking at like My Little Ponies? Are you a brony and you're just cruising through that? Conspiracy theories? Or are you borderline nihilist in the morning until you do the paperwork? You know?
Wow.
Or is it just that sacred time? You got the sage burning over here.
Yeah.
Almost a spiritual experience. I've been there.
Eyes closed.
I've had that moment where you're like,
lights off.
I found the top of the mountain, you know?
Yeah. Wow. Great question. This is a real gotcha moment here. I feel like I'm being punked right now. This is called gotcha journalism. Is what this is right here.
If you feel uncomfortable, you let me know.
Wow. I will. Okay.
You don't have to answer it.
I've
you
been.
know what I'm saying? But
I've been on the toilet.
yeah,
I've done it before.
bro. Let's hope.
You know.
Let's hope you're not just walking around. You know.
You know, the routine recently has been solitaire.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just sort of on my lap.
Oh, not on the phone. With cards. Oh my god.
On the phone.
Okay.
On the phone.
All right.
Oh, the lap.
I was gonna say, like,
that,
man,
that
that's-
maybe that should be tried.
That's a lot. That's a lot to imagine.
This is why I couldn't bring it up. Just couldn't bring it up.
I love I love
Solitaire on the phone. Yeah, it's a pretty good way to pass time. It's a new skill for me. Just learned this one. So this was part of the goals for 2024. Learn how to play solitaire.
Okay.
And you know, it's good. It's a good game.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you? What are the thoughts lately? What were the thoughts today?
Yeah, a lot of times I'm just cruising the reels on Instagram and the algorithm, and it's always like whatever, hit, miss, funny. But then every once in a while there's one that just makes me start crying on the toilet.
Oh no.
The kids are running amok, and there's something that comes on, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. And I'm just sitting there
You're crying on the toilet.
crying on the toilet.
And that's something I've never experienced.
I mean, not sobbing. Let's just be clear. There's no heaving, but there is just like these. It's like, oh my gosh, you know. But yeah.
Oh. Well, we've done that segment.
Yeah.
Do you think we should revolve the podcast around it?
The toilet talk?
Yep.
No, I think it's just
Too early to
it's
tell.
the secret spice. You know
Oh,
what I'm
okay, that's
saying?
just
That's
the
secret spice. You never
Yeah,
know.
give the viewers what they want just
You
for
never
a sec.
know. Yeah. Yeah. Oh no! Here's something exciting this week. So, look, I love nice things. I love nice food. But I
Yeah.
don't necessarily make the nice food, the nice, money. I don't make that all the time, But I
Yeah.
do get to enjoy food. So you know what I did? I made like a Thai green curry
Okay.
on Saturday for the fam. I cook on the weekends
Yeah.
because did I tell you this? I took over on weekends because I told Stephanie I was like eating her food and I was like, I can taste the bitterness and the anger.
Resentment.
What's that?
You could taste the resentment?
I could taste it in her food.
Is she poisoning you?
No, she just she was cooking 7 days a week. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
too much for anybody.
That's too much.
It's too much.
And Stephanie is not the type to throw some Hot Pockets in the microwave.
That's right. That's right. So we're talking like some good food, some good wholesome, cook it, food. It was so good, but like I just was like I was like, baby, you know what? No judgment. I love that you have been cooking. You've been serving us. Thank you so much. I will cook on the weekends. Saturday and Sunday, me. Monday through Friday, you.
Yep.
Bada boom, bada bing. It's been beautiful. Actually, it takes time to cure that, and so it was last week. I've been doing this for about 2 months, and last
yeah?
week I started eating a dinner she made, and I was like, I could taste the love.
The resentment was gone.
Literally, I
Oh.
could taste the love in this dish, and I was like, babe, what is this? And she's like, oh, I threw some olives in with the chicken, da pa pa pa, and Evan's over there stuffing
Oh,
his face,
man.
my son, and he's like, this is amazing. I was like, babe, I can
back.
taste you're
She's
back.
back.
I can taste the love in it.
She's back.
But I love cooking when I can, and so I made a delicious green curry,
Yeah.
Thai green curry.
That's not easy.
It wasn't easy. Well, it wasn't easy. It was kind of challenging, but very delicious. Came out great. And gave us all the feels of like going to like Simply Thai or something like
Sure.
that. So I felt pretty good about myself.
Yeah. What was the spice level?
Warm. So my,
Okay.
my kids, they just don't like the super
Sure.
spicy stuff.
Feeding the family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's not like a character flaw in them. So I don't begrudge them for it. I've got my little hot sauce that I can pull out.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so I try and keep things pretty mellow.
Okay.
Pretty mellow. So
Man, way to go.
Yeah.
Had you made that before?
I never made it before.
Yeah, a new one in the repertoire.
Yeah.
I'm sure in another 2 months, you get to pull that one out again.
Yeah.
Way to go.
Yeah.
Stephanie's a lucky lady.
Man, I'll let you tell her that.
Oh my gosh. All right. Wow. Well, what else you got on your list? You got a little
Man,
you
all right.
got a little cheat sheet
So
there.
so one, Dookie thoughts. Mark it off the list. I only got 3.
We hit it.
The other one is Kamala, just feeling so much better that like
What a gift. That's a win.
I'm just excited. You know
That's a
what
win
I'm
in
saying? Like
November.
Trump can win at this point.
It can't happen.
It-
It won't happen.
What, Trump winning?
It's not possible.
You don't think so?
No, it's a W.
I think it's kind of possible. And I'm into it. I'm into it.
Out of the question. Out of the question.
I'm into it, Some civil disobedience. Never hurt
Yeah.
anybody.
Well, yeah. Let's go that. Let's let
Well-
that be the soundbite
There you go.
that starts our podcast
There
right
you
there. A
go.
little civil obedience. Disobedience never hurt
Well,
anybody.
what did Steve tell you when you were heading to jail from your civil disobedience?
Well, he said it's just a misdemeanor, Joe.
It's just a misdemeanor,
Which is not something that President Trump can say.
That's true.
He can only say it's just 34 felony counts, Joe.
And look how happy he is all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
He's
saying?
a happy guy.
He's happy.
He's happy.
So, and then the other thing was, I guess the idea for this podcast, in the sense, and I think it'd be good to say it in the first one, was that I realized that I consume a lot, but I don't really produce a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah.
As far as arts or content or just stuff. And so, in this endeavor, it's just anything worth doing is worth doing poorly, I think. a lot of times me wanting to do it perfectly stops me from ever doing it at all. So just, I wanted to bring up, the vibe of this is just, it doesn't have to be great. If it's worth doing, it's worth doing badly. And at least we're going to do this badly. Hopefully
Way
we'll
to
do
just
this
get
well,
started. I mean, that is a testament to you. You are really good at when you put your mind on something, just get started. Right. We're just going to mess around with it. We're going to prototype it. If you've ever done like the exercise for like with like pasta and marshmallows, right, where they put like a bunch of CEOs in a room, right, and they just say, hey, you have 10 minutes, make a structure, tallest structure wins.
Yeah.
Right, and so you'll maybe even, engineers, that's not fair, but right, like a lot of movers and shakers and thinkers and, even Forbes 500 kind of people, right? And they'll build a tower and it'll be like, 18 inches tall. That's not bad for spaghetti and marshmallows.
Yeah.
But you give the same task to a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
And it's twice as big.
Whoa.
Because they don't sit around and figure out, what is the best blueprint that they need to draft before they get this thing started. They just start tinkering with it, and they learn as they go, and they create something beautiful.
And they have half the marshmallows because they ate half.
They ate half. They had a little fun.
And they're pretty happy about it all.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So it's a good way to treat things, and I think it's worked in your favor a few times. So, way to go.
Yeah. Bad enough. Just put it on my tombstone. He tried. And it was bad enough, So, yeah. That's all I got on my list, man. I'm trying to think what else. We can always cut the boring parts out.
Cut? Yeah. Could riff.
Or we just keep the boring parts in. Part of the bad enough.
Yeah. I mean, it's all good content here. There's nothing boring happening here.
Yeah.
There maybe you have to cut some of that solitaire talk out.
That's the soundbite. There I am playing solitaire
on my lap.
Putting them out. Them out. Oh man.
Yeah, I'll say I was a little apprehensive about not having a game plan.
Oh sure, yeah.
But I was reminded when I went and visited my family this past weekend, met my brand new nephew, Camden, sweet baby Camden. Gave him COVID, I think, newborn. I had COVID.
You gave him COVID?
Probably. I mean, I was all over him.
Oh my God.
Yeah, just fresh out of hospital, newborn, preemie. So, so come back next week to see how that story unfolds. So
you're not going to go visit the Bigfoot. You're going to be moving to Bigfoot.
Yeah, it's like, I need an out. Teach me how to live off the grid. Yeah.
Is there room for two?
Yeah, I think so. So I did get COVID last week. That was a low. That was a low.
Yeah.
It wasn't terrible. It was our anniversary, 9 years.
Man,
Wedding anniversary.
Hey,
that was a bummer.
That doesn't just happen, bro.
It doesn't, man. We're just trying to catch up to you. What are you?
13, lucky 13.
Man, I tell you. All right, we're getting closer.
Yeah, that doesn't
Getting
just
closer
happen.
to you and Stephanie. But, so my parents reminded me, well, you've had a talk show before.
You've had a talk show?
It's true. When I was 12 years old, I had the Joe Leno show.
Whoa.
Yep.
This is old hat for you, man. You were born doing this.
Man, I tell you, it was a wild ride.
Yeah.
We only had one segment, and that was ripping off jackass stunts.
Oh, sure.
That was the only thing. There was no talk show, actually. There was never. Well, we did interview people on the street a few times, and we found out that didn't work.
Yeah.
I'd do like the old things I'd see like Jay Leno saying, oh, you look so nice, you must turn a lot of heads, things like that, and it would just come off really creepy. I was 12.
Yeah. I can see how that plays differently.
Yeah, it didn't land. But I we do Jackass stunts, which, if you are like the producers of Jackass, like that's your biggest fear, is that somebody is making a YouTube show, a bunch of 12-year-olds ripping off your stunts.
Yeah. Because y'all can do it for free, whereas this guy's got mouths to feed.
And at some point, I'm sure a lawyer told MTV, like, hey, this is all fine and good. We just have to make sure nobody ever tries this at home,
Oh,
right?
sure, yeah,
That's
you
the
could
only
just
thing
sue
that's
'em.
going to quit this,
Yeah, just sue them.
stop this train, right?
Yeah.
But no, nobody ever got too bad hurt. We would like hitch onto cars. We would like put fireworks on our skateboards, shoot bottle rockets out of our mouth, that kind of stuff.
Shopping carts down hills and stuff.
Shopping carts. Well, we did. Sometimes we tried to do a twist on them, right? So there was
Oh,
a Jackass stunt where I believe they put a shopping cart on a rope attached to like a motorcycle or something.
Okay.
And so we're like, well, we don't have a shopping cart or a motorcycle, but we have a bike and a pogo stick. So we'll do that.
My gosh.
So I would just be like, all right, I'm Joe Newland, welcome to Jackass. And then, you know, somebody would be on the bike and there would be like 50 feet of lead up. And then, you know, of course I would just
Eat it.
you know, before I even knew what hit me, I'm just on the ground, you know. But there was one, and this is what ended the Joe Leno show ultimately. There was one segment where, and this was a real deep cut for the Jackass fans, it was a transitional scene where Steve-O or Bam or somebody, they'd hide in a big traffic cone, and then when cars would come, they would run in front of the cars. And one day, somebody doing construction accidentally left a giant construction cone next to my house.
Like big enough for you to fit in?
Big enough for a 12-year-old to fit in.
Yeah.
I mean, they were the barrel ones.
I gotcha.
You know, and I could just barely fit in those,
Yeah.
cut out some eye holes, fit down in them, set up in the street. Somebody's in the bush with a camcorder.
Oh my god.
And I would just sit in the street and I'd wait for a car to come, and, you know, a car would come and they'd slow down and they'd ride around me, and then I'd stand up and scuffle over and I'd sit down in front of them again and they couldn't get around me, and then, you know, they'd honk their horn or they'd get up and try to do it again.
Yeah.
And that worked a few times until we'll call him a good Samaritan stopped and just said, you know, you're gonna die. And I'm not gonna let you go until the police come.
Whoa.
So who knows where that would have gone if he didn't call the police, but yeah, so he called the police, and
They had some words of wisdom for you?
yeah, they were kind. You know, I got to get in the back, you know, and
Oh, sweet.
at the time it was an unfamiliar feeling. I didn't have Steve Holliger telling me it's just a misdemeanor, Joe, at the time, right? This was an unfamiliar feeling. In the back, drove me home, and of course my mom answered the door and made me delete every Joe Leno show video off YouTube from there on out.
Deleted it?
Deleted it. It's gone. It's gone. There was no cloud.
Oh my
There was no cloud back then.
Oh, your buddies don't have it or something like that?
Nothing.
Well, it's almost better to live in just the imagination. I'm just picturing 12-year-old you
Man.
cheating death like every week. So, man,
So the Joe Leno show.
it's crazy.
This is redemptive.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you close out one of these things, you know?
I think you just...
Do we read listener mail? Do we open up the phone lines?
We read a passage from the Kennedys, an American drama.
Let's do it. As Kennedy.
And as our closing thought, well, we just want to say that as we all can remember, on February 19th of 1966, he tried again, telling reporters that the Viet Cong should have, quote, a share of power and responsibility. And those are words to live by, live and die by. So,
And that's all from John and Jackie. And we thank you for tuning in. Like and subscribe. Come back next week.